up, weeaboos? Welcome back to Danganronpa 1.2 Reloaded. Yeah, I know it's been a while, but now it's just like I switched it up to Mondays just because, always, as per customary, always had to take a second to get my settings set up, and yada yada yada, because it's overpowering from my side.
Danganronpa.
Hopefully that isn't terrible as usual. I don't know why I never set this up about like a day beforehand. I guess because I'm not doing anything live. Perfect. So that way it's not going to kill anybody's eardrums. I'm just gonna sit here and watch the chat for a second and kind of assess myself. Got my charger ready and all that junk. What else did I forgot to do? Titled this video, so I got nothing else to worry about. So now, just get the chat on my phone and should be good. Miscellaneous? Glad I didn't have the comments up, because that would have been terrible if I had them up. But, welcome. What did I do? Where was I? What's the I don't even know which save's mine anymore. It's come to that point in my life. Because they're ordered very weirdly. What I've, load game. No. Where was investigation? Okay. It's clear that wasn't my save considering. I have to do the math on this one, because I have no idea which is which. It's a problem. It's supposed to be Chapter 1 investigation, not Chapter 1 end. I never played up to there. Is my save missing? There's no way. No. How did this... No. My save is gone. My save is actually gone. Check and clip. Yeah, this is not happening. My save is gone. Guess this happened.
Danganronpa.
We're not doing this. We are not doing this. Nah. There's no way. I'm beyond upset if I'm missing my save. 8/20/2017. That's from last month. That's from last month. This is from this month. You're kidding me. Okay, so now we're just gonna have to bum this off. Okay, so we were already basically up to the class trial last episode. Actually, let me check that, because now I'm actually kind of upset. This this isn't even the save I'm supposed to be using. I have no idea why I just skipped out like that. So while I try to figure out what's the problem, what's up with you guys? Go ahead and flood the chat whatever you want. So you're in the middle of investigation last time. I'm just gonna skip straight to the class trial, which is quite unfortunate, and I apologize for that. But considering how low I am on time, I'm actually not very low on time. I just want to be time conscientious at this point. There may be certain things that come up that might confuse you, and hopefully that's not going to be a problem. Because it's only like two or three elements missing. Yeah, I don't have a clue why my saves are missing. I have no idea. I have no idea. I know DR2 is saved, and that just, it kind of upsets me. Miscellaneous, we're not doing this right now. You guys did that in the chat last time, and I'm kind of embarrassed. That was the funniest thing ever, and I wasn't around to see it. We were getting truth bullets last game, so we might be missing a few truth bullets on your end. So if anything comes up, do not ask the question, because I am the detective here. Okay, so with that out of the way. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's get this difficulty. We are always going to play mean. This game begins for chat. Yes. We were here last time. I must have not saved during the trial. I still have Melodious Voice though. Increases damage to opponent when a statement is destroyed. I'll take that. It doesn't matter. I don't have any skills. Okay, so let's go over our truth bullets, just in case anything's missing. We have the Monokuma file. The victim was Sayaka Mizuno. The time of death is estimated to be around 1:30 a.m. The body was discovered in Makoto's room in the dormitory. The death took place in the bathroom. The cause of death was stabbed into the abdomen, and her right wrist appears to have been fractured. Kind of odd. Okay, we have the Star Wars aim, I mean evidence of struggle. There are numerous of scratches and gouges on the bed and walls in Makoto's room. Replica sword. Makoto took this from the gym, and it's found on the floor. Replica sword sheath. The sheath was found a distance from the sword itself. It shows evidence of scratch with a sharp object. Switching rooms. Okay, so I'm going over the evidence regardless. On the night of the murder, Makoto and Sayaka traded rooms and keys. When this victim was discovered, Makoto's room key was also found in Makoto's room. Which should make sense because it is his room, but whatever. Mizuno had originally asked Makoto to switch with her when somebody attempted to force their way into her room and she became frightened. Toolkit. It has been placed in Makoto's room and he arrived. It remains unopened and there is no evidence of having ever been opened. Let me see, what else are we missing? It's cleanliness of the room, Sayaka's wrist, dying message, bathroom door frame, bathroom door knob, dorm nameplates, kitchen knife set, Hina's account, trash duty, incinerator, and burnt shirt piece. Shatter crystal ball. I might want to also mess with this. And I'll keep the voice volume semi-high because I'm not going to be talking a lot. Okay. We ready? Because I am. Why did I click that? Finish preparations. Trial. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. Then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and
the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course!
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick? What's going on with those pictures.
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier.
Friendship penetrates?
Hifumi, do not become Mineta. Do not.
Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin!
It's about to begin the debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything. Because this isn't just about me, everyone's lives are on the line. First non-stop debate is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Why did I click absolutely? For the viewers. As things progress, during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. You know what? Skip it. Skip it. Skip it. It's not worth it. I forgot my button, so, yeah, I've been playing on Vita a lot, so I've totally forgot my buttons.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono!
Of course,
yeah,
of course.
we know that part already.
Everyone does.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Okay, so we've gone over all of that evidence. If you wonder why I didn't click anything, I had to take a second to assess my button controls without clicking anything. Because there's a few achievements you get if you don't focus or lose damage. Huh? There's something odd about the last statement. It definitely contradicts what I already know. For this first debate, we'd like to take a quick sidebar. If we're unable to spot the... within a group... Yeah, I noticed. Don't do this to me, game.
I assert that the one who was murdered...
I'm just gonna skip over this.
In the bathroom, so it seemed the killer must have
I missed
taken her
all
by
my other
surprise while she was in the
attachments.
She didn't even have a chance to resist.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong. Doesn't he say like
Just a
Son no
second,
Tagayo
Chihiro.
in like the bridge?
Try to
It's super
remember
goofy.
how my room looked. With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom?
Okay, I had to stop because Ivy had put full counter as what we should call that move.
She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Sorry.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
We need to determine what was used to kill Sayaka. I mean, it's clear that knife in her stomach is kind of just chilling there, buddy. I know I'll put this on mean logic, so why is it giving me simple
So what
answers?
was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach.
I can't
Without a
switch
doubt,
controllers.
that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him. How could anyone do something like that? That son of a bitch!
Okay. I do not like that it's being very simple, because I'm pretty sure I put this on mean logic right now. Hold on, I feel like what I just heard is different from what I already know. Of course it is.
So what
because
was
it's
used
the
to
only
kill
thing
her?
in
Some
orange.
kind of without a doubt.
So the killer used some random...
No, that's
Full
wrong.
counter.
No.
Corey,
I
I'm
do
agree with
think
you
it
on
was a
that
knife,
one. I
but
never
not
really
just
thought
any
it'd come
knife.
to that level of
I'm almost
deception.
positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach.
Dog. Well, like, for real, you need an award. You have the power of common eyesight. That is your ultimate ability. The power to see.
And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Did you not see that before? Man, I just thought she was stabbed with a pencil. Man, I didn't notice the giant kitchen knife. I hate you so much, Mondo.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
You're being really funny switching it to me all of a sudden there, buddy.
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime.
Toko, no one likes you. Why are you putting blame on me?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
She's right. There's got to be a breakthrough somewhere just waiting for us to find it. Because I know damn well I'm not the killer. It's a bit more about non-stop debate. No, not at all. I wasn't supposed to click absolutely the last time. Okay, nope. There's got to be something wrong with this difficulty. Because it's so one-sided.
So I guess there's...
Oh, crap. Can't pause
no
between
question
dialogue.
That the kitchen
Okay.
knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Somewhere.
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right?
No, I didn't.
He did it in secret when nobody was...
You gonna doubt me? Full counter. Hina was the only one in the kitchen, and she's only seen Mizuno
Okay,
go
wait,
through there,
hold
if I'm
on.
correct.
I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
This is why no one likes you, Toko.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Excuse me, I'm about to just check my options really quickly. And I cannot do that. I cannot.
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Well, I went to get some tea from the kitchen last night, and all the knives are still there. When I finished my tea and went back to the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives is gone. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall. But I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this?
Okay, I'm gonna stop for a moment. Hands in the chat. Do you like Toko? No, I can't fix any of my options. It doesn't matter. Okay, I didn't mean be mean to Toko, but yes, I understand. People in chat do not like Toko.
What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together and lying to protect each other?
Then you can catch one of our hands, and I'm clearly not physically fit for that. So Hina, how would you like to hop on this one?
Idiot swimmer girl! Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Because no one trusts each other.
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
Aren't you the smart one? Don't you read regulations?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an...
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together, and they just didn't know about the rule?
Then they're just gonna have to hold that L, Chihiro. Enjoy your little life, you cinnamon roll.
Good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case! Oops! Did I say that out loud?
You might want to control yourself next time, buddy.
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife. So I'm not the killer.
Obviously.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife?
Huh. We have a lot of suspects, but clearly someone took the knife instead. You know, I can't.
Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall.
But the knife disappeared after she was done drinking her tea, Celeste. Throwing shade at everyone, huh?
No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that?
Yes, several people can. Sakura, for one.
I can.
Exactly.
That's right! Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Yeah,
Right.
female, if you were axing.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because,
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means, we have airtight alibis.
Thank you, Hina, but you did not defend me, so guess we're still friends.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
No, it doesn't. Read the rules. You're an Arthur. Why don't you read rules?
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room. So, I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome!
Cough.
But I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
And she will snap you like a twig. Bow down before ogre.
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Multiple, Celeste.
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true! One
Oh
other
man,
person did
someone
come
put
to
the
the
trigger
dining hall
comment there.
while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because they're not here anymore.
Someone who's not here? Are you talking about...
Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall.
I got it!
Okay,
Then
I feel like this game is
Sayaka's the
taunting
one
me.
who took the knife?
I know I set the difficulty to mean, so it doesn't make any sense.
That's the only possibility.
Wow, we're just kind of calling Toko Sakura at this point.
And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual.
She was acting unusual after the videos, actually.
When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
Then the person who took the knife was the victim herself!
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
Kohai, you might want to sit back and create your theories while this case goes on.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
See? He did do it after all!
Who said you can speak, Toko?
No, you're wrong.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction? You possess a most terrifying talent.
And you saying yours isn't disturbing? You know what, let me not. Dang, if I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for this murder. Don't they understand? If they convict me, everyone's gonna die.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide
Garrett
conclusively
comes to
that
the rescue.
Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say? Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
I apologize, but am I breathing into my mic at all? I wanted to make sure it's distanced enough that, you know, background noise and junk doesn't get into it.
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
First thing, okay, I don't need to know anything about Hank. Something that should have been at the scene but wasn't. The most crucial point. You can't just figure out what something is. Welcome to Hangman's Gambit. How would you like to figure out your evidence for this murder today? Okay. Give me an H. Give me an A. Give me an R. Something that was missing from the crime
now
was...
I understand. That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room?
No, he just has fun thinking.
It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there.
But it's my room, Celeste.
That makes sense, does it not?
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Yes, very true, very true.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
Because the killer cleaned it, you moron. Why do they ask these questions?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then, Makoto isn't the culprit?
No, I definitely killed Sayaka in cold blood, and I'm admitting to it. Why? Chihiro, we like you. Just stop. Just have your own brain.
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
It's some evidence that you're not supporting, is it?
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
Actually, the killing took place in my room, so doesn't that mean my knob is screwed up?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
Yes, actually. The killer struggled to get into bathroom, evidence that proves it is. My bathroom doorknob.
I got it! Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room?
No, of course not. I lived there, so of course I know how to figure out how to unlock my door, genius.
But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then, let's take another
Kira
look at how the incident
she schools
unfolded.
everyone.
Hopefully that will help you understand.
Wonder if I'm speaking too much. Am I like speaking over dialogue too much for your taste, or what?
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom.
Okay, facts.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
Okay, more facts.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
Okay.
And
I
finally,
understand.
the culprit
About
had
to
Sayaka
do some
pulling
full
it.
counters on this one.
But to finish the job, they stabbed her with the kitchen knife.
It was you, wasn't it, Makoto? Admit it, we already know the answer.
Okay, so here's the problem with that. There's a lot of obvious breakdowns in that, considering boys' rooms don't lock. And since the killer just broke down the door with any instance, they must have not known that it was a male's room.
She then fled
My
into the
question is,
bathroom.
what did they use to break down the door if everything
Then
in
the
my
killer
room is still
ran
completely
after her.
clean and no evidence of tools were
And
used?
they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it. No, that's wrong.
Boys' rooms can't lock, bro. It's my room.
The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with locking bathrooms, right?
Yeah, Monokuma, why are you treating us like we're broke kids in the Bronx? Come on.
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it's messed up. I should have stated this earlier, but the evidence didn't really pop up.
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right.
Yeah, I got a busted door. How a school with the most money in Japan doesn't know how to fix a door frame?
Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be.
Oh yeah, the counter battles in Danganronpa 2 are actually really cool.
But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door, that's not lucky at all.
Well, it's not Monokuma, but you should have had that fixed already, so, don't know what to tell you, just get your budget in order.
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place?
Because they thought they were in Sayaka's room. The door nameplates were switched anyway, so it would make a lot of sense.
Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
Which is hilarious.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
Smug Kirigiri needs to become a meme. One important detail? Something the killer didn't know. For some reason they were convinced the door was locked. Which means the important detail the killer knows the killer took place in my room.
I got it! The killer must not have realized that it was my room.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Kawhi. The nameplates were switched.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable.
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms.
Thanks to some conveniently placed plot points.
Which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then...
the door would have actually been locked, and this would have been a solid case.
And there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
If I told someone that information, I would have been dead right now, so, thank goodness for the broken lock, I guess.
Ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. The killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Man, I wonder how long it should take me to get this door smashed down with such unnecessary force.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
Yeah.
That is a definite possibility.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Everyone.
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Okay, then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving.
That means death. That means death, Hifumi.
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
We're all die, Chihiro.
Why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules.
Majority rules means death, Taka.
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you...
Celeste, don't start. Don't start.
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah, Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Well, guess we're gonna have to figure that out.
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
That's impossible. I gave it straight to her.
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then maybe someone picked the lock?
The locks aren't pickable.
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made
mic.
it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way.
What's the easy way?
They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Ms. Maizono just let him in.
Is this the 70s, Safumi? I don't know what to tell you. How old are you? Are you older than me? Isn't the Makoto like at least 15?
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place.
Do you not know your place? I'm pretty sure I'm like second favorite out of this entire group.
Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
You wanna play me here? Okay, I got you. The reason there's no way Sayaka invited the killer into the room, I already have the answer. Switching rooms. Where is it? I just passed it. Why did I hit my stick too much? Here it is.
I got it!
Yeah, I flicked
Because
past it.
Sayaka
That's gonna
was
affect my
already
perfect
scared,
score.
Remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
The same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open the door for anyone. Comments. Exactly! Don't open the door, Maizono. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching? Exactly, Maizono.
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Then, Kirigiri, I've just been played. I've been played harder than the soundtrack of this game.
Huh? Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
Because she could have been using you? It's not unlikely. Everyone could be using everyone. I don't think anyone trusts anybody after Monokuma's incentives.
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
There's something I want to talk to you about. Just the two of us in 5 minutes. Come see me in my room. Check the nameplates and make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil.
That's detectiving 101. I do that a lot now.
And these are the words that appeared.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows.
Ironically, sleeping gas still isn't a thing. Guess you might want to have to go get that, what do you call that?
When you write, it can leave an imprint.
It's the equivalent of knockout
Sketch
gas.
over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
Yeah, that's the best way to not get tracked.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
Huh?
Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No.
No, I didn't. But...
Of course you didn't. Because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature.
Also, my handwriting's
Sayaka's
probably
signature.
garbage. Yes, Ivy, she was the most scared and desperate. Because she had to be a star. Wouldn't think she'd crack first, though. If anything, you would have thought Junko would have cracked first. Rest in peace, Junko. You were actually a better character than Sayaka.
But why?
why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them and
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
You're into 2D, right?
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
Well, fool me, dude, I thought you were cool. You're just kind of, you.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say?
Okay, Celeste, hit us with your logic.
Very well then. Pay attention.
Make your argument. Dorm Nate. Why am I just getting one? This game, I know I put it on.
Sayaka and Makoto switched
whatever.
rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words, even if
did it too slow.
someone did read the note and did what it said, they would not have any connection.
It certainly would seem
Okay,
that way.
so what Celeste is saying makes a lot of sense, but they wouldn't have gone to Makoto's room, they would have gone to Sayaka's... No, excuse me, they wouldn't have gone to Sayaka's room, they would have went to
Sayaka and
Makoto's
Makoto
room.
switched rooms, correct?
Yeah.
But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if then they would have gone to Sayaka.
Exactly. The room.
That's
No,
wrong,
it's
Celeste.
The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
Huh, you look pretty surprised about that. I'm pretty sure this was listed in the Monokuma file, or was that just me? My detective gave is on point.
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
Do you, Kohai? Do you? You sure your mind doesn't get a slightly bit sharper when you pay attention to evidence?
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other. So switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was...
Right? Okay, then who did it?
There's only one person who could have switched the nameplates, and that's Sayaka.
Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even
Yeah, they're
notice
very
which the
roundabout,
nameplates
so I wish I
was
could be able to... That's kind of why I started really early and slightly late at the same time. Because if I didn't start this, we'd probably be streaming till 9. Again.
You can also infer as much from her note. She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
Why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
It really is slow, because they've been going about in circles for a very long time trying to establish evidence, but, you know, if you're gonna die in a court case, might as well make sure everything's correct.
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her. We figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the culprit!
Yeah, we got a tiny bit of evidence, but we don't have a clue who she invited.
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Thank you, Mondo.
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
Yes, Kohai. I guess you figured it out. If they wanted to do this, they wanted to just play Makoto correctly.
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Yeah, with the slashes and stuff on the wall, bed, and floor, it has a sense of struggle.
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Makoto wouldn't have opened the door in the first place. He was already asleep. If anything, what Sayaka's doing, she's invited the killer over.
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself.
Makoto with the sword is a cool idea.
It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
I know this is really stupid of me pointing out. This school has AC more than indefinitely, right? Because if I just so happen to press this button, Makoto is wearing a suit over his hoodie. I'd never bothered to pick at the... I thought he just always wore his hoodie by itself. He's...
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear.
Yeah, guys, you should know I'm kind of triggered, because earlier I wasn't able to read fast enough and my perfect grade for this class trial probably went down.
Right there where her wrist is all swollen. There's something glittery there. See?
Yeah, you barely even have to touch the sword for it to do damage. Well, damage to your clothes. I'm pretty sure that gold stuff wouldn't even come out without wash.
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword!
Don't steal
right
my
there
line!
On her wrist.
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
Fumi, you need to think before you speak.
Alright, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
Who are you, Shaggy? Think this is Scooby-Doo? You think this is a game? It is a game, but still. What happened in my room? And what led to Sayaka's death? This is what we need to make clear. Not at all. Alright, let's think the game might be throwing haymakers at me. Make your argument. There we go. 3 pieces of evidence. Okay, let's test my intelligence. A basic say-so.
The culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
Not really.
That's what broke Miss Maizono's wrist.
So she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened.
No, it's not. The sword was used first and then the knife came afterward. No, the sword was not used. The sword was used to defend against the knife, if anything, considering the gash we found in it last time. Is this really the order of events that leads to unexplainable details?
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the... And that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
No one leaves their door open, Kohai.
I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Because the sword sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Man, I guess my detective skills are too keen for this one.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That
What
was
else
the
could've
only
gashed
sharp
it?
thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
Do you need hooked on phonics? How slow do we need to go, Mondo?
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Yeah, someone trying to learn kendo and a bunch of sword arts, I'd learn that instantly.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse.
Of course.
In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think I get it. So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere.
That's not how that works.
Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening.
Dude, that doesn't make sense because she was attacked with the sword first, clearly, and then went into the bathroom.
So she grabbed the sword to defend herself, but then the culprit took that from her too!
Dude, if he had the knife already, she wouldn't have gone to the bathroom to be stabbed. She was hit with the sword first.
Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Ooh, okay, so you're saying he's out here weapon switching. Just like, well, switch from the knife to the sword, and I'm clearly downgrading to what could have killed you, but hey.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because there's none of that glittery stuff on her hands.
Because she never held the sword at all.
I got it! You're talking about... The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
If you barely touch the sword, it just covers your entire hands with that glittery stuff.
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. Way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Water's turned off at night, Toko.
Sorry, but I don't think so.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
Yeah, the only one that's smart is Kirigiri.
No, that's not it at all. I got it! According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m.
Wow, okay. I love that. Ivy states they must have been switching like a DMC character. And Kouai is another person that clearly doesn't like this character we call Toko.
In other words, at nighttime.
Quote unquote.
And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
It's 1:30 in the morning. Could I take a shower, please?
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet.
Oh, my.
You're no different. You smell like a big, fat, ugly donkey.
Hmm? I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
What? Fumi, you're downgraded. You're the Mineta of this game now. Don't speak.
An insult, obviously.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
the person who had the knife in the first place. Now you're getting it, Taka.
I got it! Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Yeah, they used the sheath.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
Man, for about the hour we spent talking, we've got absolutely nowhere besides this.
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
No, she was... What's a character I can name as reference? She was, Nanon? Nah.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own.
Yeah, Kohai, your intuition skills were correct. She did want to kill someone.
She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in.
In hindsight, it was incredibly obvious from the way she was acting and how she only clung to me.
And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Yeah, it was super obvious, Kohai.
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct?
Without a doubt.
Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
Someone just sent me a message. I probably should have made sure I turned off my online status.
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
Without context, that sentence looks very impromptu and terrible.
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates.
Yeah.
She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room where she was staying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Miscellaneous, I was saying, what if I get played? What if this girl who barely knew me from way back when suddenly knows me and wants to be friends? Could I get a I was played button?
And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret.
Yeah, because she did it immediately.
If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky?
Very risky if she screwed up.
For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior.
Wow, Kohai, that's dark. Miscellaneous, I don't think anyone ever leaves. They just kind of meet up for breakfast only.
I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation.
So who could say no, right? God. I mean, Haruhi.
A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
No one that's like you. Ah, man. Didn't mean to drop that.
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
Anyone would have a murder planned out, Hifumi. That's just the circle of life.
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired.
Hard.
She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn.
Yes, her plan backfired immensely. Trust no one.
That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
Ironic, right? The killer getting killed.
Just hold on! That can't be true! Because...
It's obviously true.
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument!
Did no one like Sayaka at all?
You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it. Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
We can run out of time? I didn't think about that. That's honestly more shocking than just losing the argument. You can run out of time and just lose. Your life meant ultimately nothing.
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Wow, you guys are calling Makoto an idiot beyond through and through. You're in your feelings, fam. She barely cared about you. If she liked you, she would have talked to you in school. It doesn't matter people crowded her. She could have just said, get out of my way.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered
Why do I
Sayaka,
have to do work,
it's over for all
Kirigiri?
of us.
Aren't you the smart one here? Is it really all over? Obviously, I'm committed to finding out who the killer is. But what could I do? I mean, as far as clues go, just nothing left. Oh man, we are barely scratching the surface of this case.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
No, that's wrong, Leon.
There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Apologize for the quick little intermission. I have to get water and kind of let my ears rest for a second.
Dining, wait, what did you say?
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037. Written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
Interesting fact. What was it? Pretty sure we established this earlier. But while writing that, she was facing the opposite way. Isn't that her less dominant hand?
Well, before we get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
There's no question, Sarah. Again, I can prove it.
I got it! Her left index finger had blood on it. That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
I would regret everything if I had my wrist broken.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But still, what the heck do those numbers mean?
Miscellaneous, you're having too much fun.
37?
Don't try yourself on this one.
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
Man, I wonder if they're binary. I wonder what could possibly be meant.
Of course.
Because...
It's because
you know
they're
what?
not
I'm gonna
numbers.
leave you guys and let you theorize. I'm gonna be here and be my super sleuth self.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What?
No, it's just... look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1, 1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1, 1, but looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Whoa, you might have
making a
finally
joke,
just said something
I
worth
should
a
have
shit.
more of a sarcastic voice.
Our little gray cells are really getting excited now.
Not really. It's kind of set in stone.
But even if that really is an N, N037, doesn't make any more sense than before.
It's no use. I just don't. Gary, I need help. Every time I don't know what to do. Gary, come save. This is Makoto. Every class trial. I need help.
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
Huh? Rotate it. I think maybe I'm seeing something.
Oh my god. Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Okay, this is priceless. Please, someone who's watching, please take Makoto's "oh my god," it's the funniest thing ever. How he says, "oh my god," he sounds so shocked. Like a kid who saw a bird get shot out of the air with a slingshot, but he sounds so nonchalant about it, like, "oh my gosh, Daryl," like really, like the white kid from up the street. Oh man. Okay, this is too funny.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it.
So, whose name did she write?
Man, I wonder what flipping those numbers of a 4-letter name. Let me see. 1103? Excuse me, 5? Man, I miscounted that one. I wonder who she could have written. Who here has a 5-letter name that starts with... ends with N? Saki's dying message reveals the killer's name. Select someone. I'll select myself. But no, it's obvious. The killer is... you!
Here's my answer. The key to solving this mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180 degrees. If you turn the message around, it becomes the letters L-E-O-N.
It took us 2 hours to make that conclusion. 2 hours.
L-E-O-N, or more accurately, Leon.
No, I thought it spelled lemon. Of course. Why? You guys are like 16, 17, and so on. How could this not have been like I wonder if we should look at that message a lot more closely.
What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence.
A coincidence she wrote your name.
It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
That's like saying I drew a tornado and it happened to look like Toko.
No, it's not random at all. She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it.
Viewers, go do that. If you're up against the wall, lean up against the wall right now and use your left index to write.
In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were. And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me. I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
Are you sure about that?
If you're not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
You insult my intelligence, but I thank you. The evidence Leon tried to get rid of, I know what it was.
I got it!
I'm too quick for you people.
You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked.
Of course. Then we know exactly who would have done this within like 5 seconds, because he's the only one that wears a shirt like that.
Isn't that right, Leon?
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude
There's a
that
laundry
Leon
room here,
is guilty?
but has anyone ever thought about this? Does anyone have a change of clothes? If I get dropped off here in my favorite hoodie, I'm gonna wash my hoodie. But where am I supposed to wash my clothes at and not be naked for the rest of the day?
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
Kohai would haunt everyone forever.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine.
Are you sure about that?
With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
You're right. That alone isn't enough. But there are some other points that may reveal the truth.
Are you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here.
Yeah,
I think so. The burnt remains of the button-up shirt, which the killer wasn't able to get rid of. There's something about it we need to pay attention to. How it was disposed of.
I got it! If you look closely at how the shirt was disposed of, we should be able to figure out who the killer is.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say. You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right?
Exactly.
And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either. You need the key to get in, and the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty. So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
If that's the case, the dirt and stuff left behind wouldn't have been there.
Interesting.
Fool me, you dumb. Let's just not. Hifumi's text shouldn't be right. No, that's wrong. There was another way to use the incinerator without being the one now on cleaning duty. And that's exactly what proves that Leon is the real killer. I think I'd panic in a situation like this. I'd pay attention because I don't want to die, but panic is definitely imminent.
The key to the trash room? Whoever was on cleaning duty must have...
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash.
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator.
No,
No,
you only have
it's
to hit
wrong.
the button.
Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key.
And if that wasn't the case, if they stole the trash room key, there wouldn't be evidence left behind for us. Oh yeah, Kohai, that's definitely the worst. In a situation like this and they say, well, we assume you did it, so how are you gonna back yourself up here? Majority rules and we all died and we all failed as a class. Good job.
But if you can't get past the gate, you couldn't possibly turn on the incinerator, could you?
Miscellaneous in all cap states. Leon, you play baseball. How would you not be able to turn on the thing?
Yes, you could. If you used this.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Shattered. But if we use the evidence, who's the only person who could have done that?
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball, but,
But how would you use it?
To predict stuff. But in this situation, you had to use the glass ball in a certain way.
I got it! The killer simply took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate.
How big is that ball, and how small are the sections between the gate? Because that's a giant crystal ball. Actually, no, it's probably palm size.
All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
Someone threw a gap in the gate?
Of course. If you got good aim, you can do about anything.
Remember what you said before, Hifumi?
Oh no, I'm just laughing. Imagine if he sneezed or something and he missed, and this plane just backfired completely and it broke the glass on the gate. Huh? Someone turned the incinerator on. Very strange. I'm quite certain it was off last time I was down here. Perhaps it was the work of a fairy.
Hifumi had the key, so the only way the incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate.
Isn't there a switch to open the gate? Or is it, you know what, let me not.
Once they'd gotten the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
Which shouldn't work because the shirt shouldn't have enough weight to reach the incinerator, but hey, Ultimate Baseball Star, you just crunched it up really hard.
Hey, come on! What the hell is this?
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room. The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
Exactly.
Wait, no, just hold on.
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right?
How do you know that?
The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Could someone really do that?
A lot of people that are experts in their field, but yeah, the Ultimate Baseball Star, he's standing right in front of you. You could hit that.
That's right. There's no way. It'd be impossible.
Difficult, absolutely. Impossible? I don't think so. I got it!
Man,
because the killer
it must
is
have been
the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon?
Do you have any idea how stupid you sound right now?
How stupid do I sound, Leon?
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
Very little challenge.
You can't be serious. I'm not the killer! These goddamn shipper brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling you!
This is a problem, dude. You gotta stay calm. I mean, Ultimate Baseball? Man, absolutely not, Leon. Understandable. Have a nice day. I love people who make these comments. Oh, welcome back, Ameda. Wait, welcome back? Why did I read it like that? Why did I say welcome back? I had to read these correctly. Yeah, I kind of just stumbled on my words there.
You still won't admit it? Okay then. Makoto, go ahead and review the incident one more time to make his crime perfectly clear.
I got this.
And with that, we can end this.
Listen to me! What the hell do you mean, end this?
Say what you want, Leon. But all the questions have been answered. Now here's what happened.
Closing argument is about to... Nope, not at all. I'm super detective here. I got this. Imagination begun. Let's get this started. Okay, so first, the killer was invited into Sayake's room. But what they didn't know is that Sayake was planning to kill them. So before anything could have happened, the killer is pushed into the wall into the sheath. And before they knew what was happening, they had to figure out a means of defending themselves. They made sure they defended Sayake's knife strike and dealt a strike right back at her. While this was happening, they were cornering her with the sword, and she was chased into the bathroom. The killer, however, couldn't figure out how to open the door, which is Actually, excuse me. The killer did not know how to figure out how to open the door, so of course they have to tamper with it. Once that was done, I just lost my flow. Once that was done, they did the deed. But before that was finished, Sega was able to write her name in blood. Once that was done, the killer needed to clean up the evidence that they had ever been there. And they had used a crystal ball they had stolen from Yasuhiro to crack open and turn the incinerator. Once the incinerator was turned on, they just had to dispose of their shirt. And the only thing left behind that they weren't quite sure of was their burnt shirt piece.
The killer is you!
That was my fastest time.
One more look back at the case from the beginning. Last night, the killer went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, my room. From what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending to kill them. She attacked them with the knife she'd taken from the kitchen earlier. But then something happened that she wasn't prepared for. They grabbed the fake sword I put in my room and fought back.
Yeah, this was kind of a big backfire on her side.
During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist. And that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife. Finding herself cornered, Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom. The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom door open. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily.
His actions were really unnecessary. He could have just left her alone and went on about his day.
Sayaka knew about that because I told her. But of course, the killer had no way of knowing. So instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen knife, and stabbed Sayaka. But with what strength she had remaining, Sayaka left a dying message. To keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall behind her.
Man, that kind of looks
and
sad.
With that,
her eyes are all
shot
shot
her strength was gone. With Sayaka dead, the killer quickly began destroying the evidence.
Exactly, Kameda.
First, they took off their shirt, which was covered in their victim's blood. Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area. They wanted to make sure they got rid of any trace they'd ever been there. Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash room to destroy their bloody shirt.
Which, if they had it in their room, would have got them caught immediately. So, makes sense. But
they tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there. But the trash room was blocked off by an especially sturdy gate, preventing access to the incinerator. So they came up with a plan to use Hiro's crystal ball, which he left in the laundry room. The killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate and hit the incinerator switch. For any normal person, that'd be an impossible throw. But the killer had the confidence to take a shot. And that's because the killer was the ultimate baseball star. The crystal ball, thrown with absolute precision, hit the switch on the incinerator, which then quickly roared to life. Having destroyed the final piece of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine, a sigh of relief.
Which is kind of funny.
But there was one thing they missed.
They had miscalculated.
Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire burnt away and fell out of the incinerator. The killer didn't notice this, and so left behind a piece of indisputable evidence. Isn't that right, Leon? It would appear that Hiro simply forgot his crystal ball in the laundry room.
Which would have made this case a little bit more difficult, and we could have known if it was Leon if he was just a little bit more responsible with his belongings.
You went there to try and wash the blood out of your shirt, and that's where you saw it, right? Seeing the ball, you thought of a way to take care of everything.
So, Leon, do you object to anything that's been said?
Do I object? Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I object! I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories! You need evidence! Where's the evidence?
We've been presenting it.
Without evidence, it's all bullshit! It's bullshit and I refuse to acknowledge it!
Well then, I guess this is as good a time as any to present the evidence that proves you did it. Makoto, I believe you're in possession of that evidence?
Yes, actually. Not at all.
When the killer broke the bathroom doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room to do it.
My toolkit.
So what did the killer use?
What did the killer use to take apart the doorknob?
I refuse to acknowledge you! You're stupid! Stupid, stupid, stupid! Stupid, 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 stupid!
Calm down, Leon. This is making your situation worse. I have to show indisputable evidence that Leon is the killer. I need to figure it out. This is the end game. The moment of truth.
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! You lie!
Yeah, if anyone knows what's going on, this is kind of something. Another entertaining minigame.
You kidding me?
Which I hope I don't lose my momentum to.
You lie! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! You lie! Shut up! Where's your proof?
Aw, man, I lost my tempo.
Not a chance! You lie! Shut up!
Final strike.
Where's your proof?
This should prove it. The screws on the bathroom doorknob were removed. I wonder what kind of tool the killer used to remove them.
I mean, it had to be a screwdriver, right?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure the toolkits we got each had one inside.
And that must be what he used. There aren't any other tools anywhere.
Yeah, especially since mine is unopened.
But the toolkit in my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's room.
Only the boys got toolkits, so the killer naturally assumed there wouldn't be one in there.
Okay, then whose toolkit did the killer use?
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
It had to be their very own toolkit.
Stupid, 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 stupid!
Leon, it's over.
Leon, would you mind showing us your toolkit? If I'm right about this, then the screwdriver will show some evidence of being used.
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Huh? And if you say you used it for something else, you'll have to explain exactly when, where, and why.
And let me say this right now. I lost it isn't an excuse at this point.
It really isn't.
Stupid!
So, you have no rebuttal?
Then it would seem we are finished here.
Perfect score! Almost perfect score. And I got my achievement.
Looks like you've reached your verdict. Then are we ready to cast our votes? You all have a lever in front of you. Use it to make your selection. Oh, just to remind you all, make triple sure you vote for someone. You wouldn't want to be punished for something so minor, right?
Oh no, I accidentally voted for someone else. Well, murder for you.
Okay, then let's get excited! Who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice? Or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Monokuma vote. Who is found guilty? Come on, give me a Leon. Betting all my money on Leon. Leon, and there we go. Cash flow. Uh-oh, looks like you got hit. Uh-oh, looks like you got it right on the money. The Blacken, in this case, the one that killed Sayaka, was none other than Leon Kawada.
Huh? Hey, hold on.
Hold on a sec. Leon, did he really kill Mizono?
But...
I don't believe it.
You son of a bitch!
You SOB. The heck is wrong with you?
I didn't have a choice.
It was kill or be killed.
So, that's why...
I killed her first.
None of you are any different!
One wrong step and you'd be on the standing here. The one standing here, excuse me. It was a complete chance that I would wound up like this.
I was just... unlucky. That's all.
Hey! Come on!
You just expect me to accept my death? Everything's becoming clear. The decision we made was all right after all. But when I think about it, honestly, it'd be better off if we'd been wrong. Because if we came up with... Okay. Because what we came up with is really the truth. Can't see the chat anymore. Right. Even if that's true, I can't say she was wrong. After all, the mastermind, it's all because of that video. Even I couldn't handle what I saw in there. If I was her, and the video actually had something to do with me, I can't even imagine. Oh, miscellaneous, I'll try to do that. I promise I'll try. Emphasis on try. Now we're trapped here with no way out. They're probably waiting for me.
Why?
I can't afford to be stuck in here. The one thing that was more important to her than anything else, her dreams, her friends, which I clearly wasn't one of them. To see something like that happen to them? And Sayaka? I did whatever it took to reach that dream. I mean it. Even some things that weren't so pleasant. And that's why Sayaka, for the friends that meant so much to her, not me, played me like a game, played me like a fiddle, played me like a chess game, didn't really matter. That's why she betrayed me. So when she said,
no matter what happens, please always be there for me. I need you on my side.
she was lying to me from the very beginning. She was using me, manipulating me, playing me like a pawn. There has to be some way he should have caught on. Is this why she talked to me in the first place? I guess I'll never know. Because there's nothing I can do to ask her what she was thinking. Once you're dead, that's that. Boy howdy, the entertainment industry must sure be terrifying, huh? I mean, to try and kill someone just because of their relationships? She seems so nice and lovely on the outside, but inside she descended into pure madness. What did you say?
Phew!
I understand, really I do. You're in utter despair thanks to Sayaka's betrayal, right? Compassion, intimacy, love, the stronger those feelings, the stronger the despair when they collapse. Stop screwing with us. This is all your fault. Mizuno being forced to do something like that? All of it. Everything. It's all your fault. Suddenly in a frenzy, I lunge at Monokuma. But
That's enough.
as angry as I was, Kyoko latched onto my arm without hesitation. Her grip was like iron, strong enough I was sure it would leave a bruise.
Calm down.
If you really want to make her enemies pay for what they've done, you need to let it go for now.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Ah, that was a close one. I thought for sure you were gonna give me a good walloping. Just barely avoided punishment, you did.
Yes, indeed.
Now then, since you so magnificently revealed the identity of the killer during the class trial, the Black and Leon Kawada will receive his punishment.
Punishment? You mean execution? Wait a second!
I didn't have a choice. I had to kill her.
Yeah, that's it.
I was just protecting myself in the heat of the moment. It was self-defense.
Is that okay?
How exactly was it self-defense? When you forced your way into the bathroom, did you or did you not use your very own toolkit? After she shut herself in the bathroom, you went out of your way to head back to your own room, and you came all the way back, broke into the bathroom, and killed her. Am I wrong?
Do you understand?
You had a number of chances to stop what you were doing, but you chose not to. Is it not because you had an unclouded intent to commit murder?
So, that's why...
Stop it. I've had enough of this.
Oh.
Oh, are you sure? You weren't closer to her than anyone, were you not? You killed your precious Mizono. Do you understand? I can't say Leon is solely to blame. Of course, I don't plan on blaming Mizono either. Because the one to blame is him.
Huh?
If it weren't for you, this never would have happened to Mizono or Leon. We shouldn't be fighting each other. We should be fighting against the one who put us in this situation, the mastermind.
Unbelievable.
Did you awaken your sense of justice?
Hey,
Well, it just so happens that there's no more unethical than an unwavering sense of justice. After all, it's people with that sort of mentality that perpetuate war all over the world. Is that kind of Justin that's awakened in you? Just shut up. Okay, well anyway, more importantly...
Thrills! Chills! Kills!
Let's hurry up and get to what everyone's been waiting for, the punishment!
I'm begging you! Please, don't do this!
We're sorry, Leon. This is the price to pay.
Hey! Come
No more
on
begging,
now.
no more excuses. You must pay the penalty for breaking the rules. Society demands it.
Stop! Please!
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment!
For Leon Kawada, the ultimate baseball star.
No!
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
No!
I know you shouldn't feel bad for the killers, but in a sense, you should feel bad for just the thought. People suffer around the world, and, you know, you shouldn't really give anything to the killers at all. But being tortured, or even just executed on the spot instead of a lot of things happening to them, death is death, and it kind of just sinks in, destroys lives. I guess I'll just turn off my mic for this unfortunately disturbing moment. You don't leave this with no trauma. Someone got executed before your very eyes by their talent. Yeah, that's kind of intuitive. Want to leave a scar in someone's brain? Torture them with something they like. What we saw, that was the true face of despair. I mean, if we can't call it that, what else could we call it?
Extreme!
Man, my adrenaline is pumping right out of control. What's going on?
I can't take it.
Oh, okay, she already did it for me. Do we really have to keep doing this? I just can't take it.
Well?
Well, hey, if you don't like it. All you gotta do is swear to cut all ties with the outside world and it's left living here forever. But that's only if every single one of you get on board with that.
Damn you!
Why the frick are you doing this?
What the heck?
Evil? You make it sound like I'm some dark, awful secret society type of guy.
Say what?
Or in this case, a dark, awful secret society type of bear.
Well...
So why are you putting an upstanding young citizen like me through all such groveling ordeal?
Hey,
excuse me. Seems like you're trying to use a common sense to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. That's like trying to put a mile on a scale. I just don't think it's impossible. It's possible. Yeah, so you would not want to die in this situation, Miscellaneous. Good job on you, because you die in your ultimate talent's art, you will die in a horrific way that involves your talent. Probably get smashed with a paintbrush, but let me not. Hey, I don't think you're saying what I'm saying quite fit together.
Shit.
You piece of trash. I don't know where you are, but I'm gonna pound your behind into the ground. You must really hate me to get so angry, huh? But if you do that, you're barking way up the wrong tree. What happened? Happened because more than one of you decided you wanted to get out, right? No matter how much time passes, you can't cut free of your regrets from the outside world. You're to blame. Of course we can't cut free of the outside world. Being trapped in here is an insane place. You're trapped, are you? Well, I'm sure once you learn all mysteries of the school, your thinking will change for sure. You'll think, boy, isn't it so wonderful how we lived here forever?
What does this mean?
What are you trying to say?
Hey.
I feel like there's some deeper meaning hidden in here. Just like before.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Anyway, let's get back to the Blackened's punishment. That's what everyone is waiting for.
Hey.
When you say everyone, who exactly are you referring to? Sorry, I said everything I got to say. I need to save some of the fun for later. Just like that, he was gone. He left us there, overwhelmed by the nightmare turned to reality. Even after he was gone, we stood there forever, unable to move. Actually, no. It wasn't that long, I think. Everyone just lost their sense of time. We were all too scared. Scared of being alone. No one even tried to speak. Their faces were stone, their voices dead. But it was in that moment...
Just a second.
Makoto, can I talk to you for a second? She moved in close and whispered into my ear.
Makoto.
Before we head back, there's something I want to talk to you about. It's about Sayaka, isn't it? I'm surprised you figured it out.
Listen.
I told you before the class trial started. You had to figure out the mystery of this case yourself. You wanted me to realize how my Zona betrayed me by myself, didn't you? Thought never crossed my mind. I feel like such a fool becoming such an easy target like that.
It's true.
Sayaka meant to double-cross you, That's a fact that you can never change. But even till the very end, she wasn't sure of her decision. That's why. As she lay dying, she was thinking of you. She was thinking of me? You can't just say something like that. I mean, there's no way you can know that. Only Sayaka would know for sure, and we can't ask her now.
However...
Even if you can't ask her, you can infer it, don't you think? Her final thought was how she could protect you. What?
So...
The fact that she used her last ounce of energy to leave her dying message proves it. If she didn't care what happened to you, she never would have left that message. So she's faker than a Barbie doll. She's more fake than the concept of how alchemy exists. Well, maybe she just wanted to get back at the person who had killed her.
Certainly.
That's certainly one possibility. Wow, Mizono's death made basically nothing to the chat. But I don't think that's what it was.
Anyway...
She was uncertain. She wasn't sure she could kill someone or deceive you. Which is why her plan failed. Her hesitation attracted failure.
Right.
It's almost ironic when you think about it. Why are you telling me all this? Because you're the kind of person who can overcome this. Because you can move past the deaths on your friends, Sayaka and Leon, and keep moving forward.
Correct.
Without someone like that, the others would never be able to break free of such a desperate situation. Move past their deaths? I could never do that. No. I'm going to carry them with the rest of my life. How could I possibly move past something like that? Leon, Mizono, I'll carry them with me forever. I'll carry their memories with me wherever I go. So instead of forgetting them, you're choosing the hard road. Well, I have high expectations for you. As she said that, she revealed the smallest smile.
Hey.
By the way, I have to admit, I'm curious. How do you know I wanted to talk to you about Mizono? Well, I'm psychic.
What?
Her face! That is my best tribute to Mizono. Thank you. Kidding. I just have pretty good intuition. Wow. Chapter 1, to survive. The end. And we are now down to 12 students. To be continued. You received the despair bat. And now we're saving. And I'm going to have to end it off right here. Appreciate you guys for watching, and chapters 2 will be starting next week. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, slash that little bell to make sure you get those notifications, leave a comment, and keep on doing what you love. This is MetaTheXreaper, signing out.